But having said that, see, US, I've studied US and how the system works, I know. Like I was telling Dr. Goel here. Like, what if tomorrow we go into quarterly system? We talk about semester system. California is all quarterly system. The pressure on students and all is immense. They're starting, within 10 weeks they're finishing the whole quarter. But for research, the student, if there's an implied interest and there is funding from the national government agencies as well as the industry, the research goes on for a 2-year period, 3-year period. Students come and go. Students can be a master person or a PhD or a postdoc also. So the funding is there for X period. So the student who is interested and talks to the professor, if their liking means, then he picks up for 4 students depending on the funding. That's how the US system works.
So you see, apart from what he said, this philanthropy is already happening in India. Some of us are from Bangalore. Yeah. I can tell you that Azim Premji has an Azim Premji University. He has donated 2,200 crores. And he doesn't expect anything in return. You know, one of the founders of Infosys, what's his name? Not Nandan, Krishna, Gopal Krishna. He contributes 2 crores a year to IIT Madras. Okay? He has donated 350 crores to IISc Bangalore to set up a brain research institute. Okay? So this is beginning to happen. These are all honest entrepreneurs who rose from the bottom. These are the new generation. So there is a lot of hope in India. But it's not, I mean, the ultimate thing is they're all pursuing, beyond a certain age, beyond a certain achievement in life, you know that if you give back to society, just like Bill Gates gives back to society, it will come back and will benefit a lot of people. That's actually a driving force for many people, and it's not always able to, we have this strange concept in India that making money is a sin. Okay? But you will see with the examples that are being laid out by the likes of Premji, Narayana Murthy, Nilekani, who gave up his cushy job, went to work for the government, set up the Aadhaar, and now you can see the debates that are going on. But ultimately everybody agrees it was a damn good thing. Okay? This is very positive. Okay, and yeah, go ahead. We have to conclude now. Yeah, you have a point. Why don't you come up with these points earlier? Now we will only. Okay, but you first and then you.
See, we have been talking about big industries who are all sitting here and how they can help university. But the industries also desperately require help from the universities. By that I mean startup industries. Startups.
Yeah, I agree.
I will give you an example. I will give you examples of how universities are reluctant or not very willing to help startup industries, even if it's advantageous to them. The example that I'll give you first is from my friend in the US, an American, who went to the university, he had an idea, and then he said, I have this idea, I have very little money, I have no lab. And the university said, you use all our instruments for free. That is a room, you take it for your lab. And when your product comes up, you give me 5% royalty. And it grew into a very, very big industry. The University of Colorado. Now, I go to a university and I tell them, I have come up to you, I have a startup company, I have very little money. I have a certain technology up to the lab level. I give you my cultures, I give you all my preliminary data. Can you carry it forward? You apply to DBT, get your projects. And when I commercialize it later on, I will give you 10% royalty. They say, no, you first give me 5 lakhs to start the work. So there is a reluctance also on the part of academia. Academia have got to, they are not very, very
risky.
They also have to be entrepreneurial a little bit. That they don't have.
Also a good example is this also. Prashad Reddy also got a lot of help in establishing his own.
Yeah. You want to have something to say?
This is age of collaborations. We cannot be isolated there.
Absolutely.
And if there is any trust deficit between academia and industry, that has to be reduced.
I think you're using the right words. Trust deficit, collaboration. This is really important.
And up to 2000, year 2000, people were going for real some collections and then screening and looking for metabolites. After that, this wet lab, dry lab thing came, and everybody is looking through computers for novel drugs, and that has failed, it seems. So now they are coming back again to field collections. In USA, a lot of industries, they sponsor or fund the academia to look for A to Z, that is field collections, isolation, screening, everything they used to do. But that takes a lot of money. Venture capital is required. I don't know the situation in India, whether anybody is taking that kind of a risk, where in fact Dr. Deshmukh has said 15 years and that is still in the third stage.
Okay. I wish sometimes, okay, and I'm 55 years old now, I wish sometimes I was not 20. There is no more exciting time than now. Everybody's talking startups. Everybody is saying it's a good thing to do. You know the thing about startups is that 9 out of 10 startups are going to fail. And in our society, failure is a bad thing. Oh, you failed? Then I'll never give you a loan again. Okay? In the US, if you failed, good. You won't make those same mistakes again. You'll make a new mistake. Okay? So we don't like failure. We don't like to fail. Okay? That has to change. Yes. Academics or industry people and startups, industry especially never likes to take a risk. Let me tell you, the larger the industry you are, the less the risk you take. So if you're expecting industry to go, large industries to go and invest in small risky projects, forget it. You're much better off with a small startup. Okay? This is the truth. Because I've seen industries grow from when there were 7 people to 3,000 people and seen their risk-taking abilities come down. For a very good reason. Because you cannot risk the careers of all the people for whom you owe your next paycheck. Right? On some gamble. If you're just 2-3 people, you can take that gamble. Okay? So, it's like that. And similarly with university, the larger the university, the more secure they are, the more set their systems, the less risk-taking they will be. So it is up to individuals. So sometimes I've heard that companies actually now prefer to go and interact with smaller institutions and less bureaucracy. It can come disguised as many things, but it will come disguised as bureaucracy. Basically, nobody wants to take a risk. Okay? But fortunately, that is changing. Today, I wouldn't have believed it, that the government of India actually runs a scheme which basically says, here is 50 lakhs, you can fail. And this is public money, by the way. You know what that scheme is called? The Biotechnology Mission Grant Scheme. You didn't know about this? No. Yeah, it's very successful. And basically it says that, it disguises in a lot of, you have to fill up forms and you have to take an interview and all that, but basically the idea is good and it sounds risky. And when I was in Delhi, I helped write part of the document. You know what the qualifying thing for that is? Your project should be risky, only then you'll get funds. Can you even imagine that happening 10 years ago? So there is a lot of hope. This very fact that we're having a debate like this, should we have interaction with industry and university, is not because we're having too much interaction and then we're trying to see how to reduce that, right? It's just the other way around. So it is very positive. So I think we've run out of time. We're just beginning to get started, but I think we've run out of time.
But I think now it's not better than what it was 10 years ago. We have seen government is supporting, and we are working with government, and they also identify some of the institutes with whom we need to work, because they would be the spokesperson for developing jointly with industry
and many of you are going to be in senior policy making positions very soon. As you grow in your careers, they'll have to call upon you. These are the key elements. We have to write policies that allow people to take risks. We have to write policies that actually force people to interact and we have to write policies that actually critically evaluate the employability of the students we are teaching. Okay? And actually reward professors and reward teachers who actually do a good job on generating employable students. I don't know how that can be done, but I'm sure this is what we need to do. Okay? On that note, I think we should conclude, right? And a big hand to all the panelists.